What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you, as you see for you, my Darklord deck as most updated as it has been. So without further ado, I'm going to crack straight into this. Now I will say that this deck can easily be transformed into a Ghost Reaper build. You can put 3 Reapers in, you can put 2 Reapers in, whatever you want, and we'll talk more about that when we get to the extra deck, for the pure fact that there is quite a bit of space. Like, the Darklords don't necessarily need their extra deck. Like, they obviously there are cards in there that make it better, but they can lose some to go more Reaper. Anyway, so Triple X Chill, best card in the deck. Dump this card on another Darklord card, draw 2. So I will be doing test hands so you can see how the deck works as well. Triple Superbia, very good card in the deck. Normally you would dump it with X Chill, and then you'd get a contact, which is basically the Monster Reborn effect. Bring back your Superbia, and the Superbia effect will then bring back the X Chill. Now I will say, when you activate the Darklord effect, so all the new Darklord support, so X Chill, Nasten, and Dusk, their effects, you pay 1,000 life points to shuffle back a spell or trap Darklord card from your grave to your deck. Now, if you do that with contact from the grave, Superbia will miss its timing and not do the second revive. If you do it from hand, it works perfectly fine. When you shuffle back traps using a Darklord effect, instead of paying the discard cost, so all the traps, they say discard one card, discard a Darklord, destroy a Darklord, so on and so forth. You don't pay that. You pay 1,000 life points in your grave, when it's in the grave. If it's on the field, you do the exact same thing. You discard or you destroy a Darklord. But when it's in grave, the cost is replaced. So basically your cost of discard is replaced by paying 1,000 life points. So you don't have to pay both effects. Next up we do double Nasten. This can easily be bumped up to 3. I think 2 is just okay for this build, because this build is more of a, the Terratop kind of lockout build. I'll zoom in so you guys can see him a bit more clearly. Again, Nasten effect. So Nasten can be special summoned by discarding 2 other Darklord cards. So you can dump the traps and a Superbia if you want, get Nasten out. Then Nasten can use his effect, activating the spell or trap that you've just discarded. So 1 Dusk. This card, you basically discard this card and another Darklord card to bring back a Darklord card from your grave to your hand. So if you need to get your X-Chills back or anything like that, you can recycle it. It's not the strongest one, it's not the best one, which is why it's only played at 1. Next up, 1 Darklord Zerato. It's your trading target as long with your Superbia, plus you discard 1 Dark and Regeki your opponent's board as many times as you want, because it's not once per turn. That's it for Darklord monsters. Now onto the Terratop engine. Now I play 2 Terratop and 2 Tarkenborg. Now I've tried it with 3 and 1 and I really don't like it. The 3 and 1, I 9 times out of 10 either I'm drawn into the Tarkenborg or I activate it. I see my Terratops quite often, which is really good. So I activate the Terratop, go into a Tarkenborg, and then my opponent clears my board, or I have an empty board, or even if I don't have an empty board, I can still use the Terratop normal summon, because you very rarely normal summon in this deck. It's mainly special summons, which obviously is one of its weaknesses and its strengths. So when I've had a Terratop, I've got the Terratop board, I've got Dante or I've got Breaksword or whatever on board, I then draw into my second Terratop and I've got nothing to use it for. Whereas if I normal summon it, I then get the Search of Tarkentorborg, Special Tarkentorborg, and then I've got another rank 3 on board, or I've got 2 cards as fodder to bring out my Vanity's Lock, which is why I've bumped it back up to 2. Double Gamma Seal, because there are some boards in today's meta that can be real pain in the ass with multiple monsters on board. Now, my thoughts in the future with stuff like, obviously Zodiac this is fine against, but stuff like DDDs when they can get like 3 monsters on board, it's better off having something like Wrath Sphere mode or Lava Golem, because it can take out 2 at the same time. So this is obviously a trading target, and obviously main in the Kaiju is very nice. In case your opponent does put a max on board or whatever on board, you can Kaiju it and make life a little bit easier for yourself. But in the future, you could probably take these out. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have a quick look if Lava Golems are level 8. Because if Lava Golems are level 8, then again, it's really down to what you're going to be facing. So you could probably easily... Yeah, so Lava Golems are level 8. The only thing is, by giving them Lava Golem, you give them a 3k beta. However, you tribute 2 of your opponent's monsters. You cannot normal summon or set the turn you special summon this card, which is fine because in this deck, you don't normal summon as much, like I said. So it's kind of a good one for this deck. It's just, are Darklords happy giving their opponent a 3k beater, which I think they can be. You can easily take out 1 Gamma Seal and put that as a Lava Golem if you want. Again, it's really down to just what type of board your opponent can build up. I mean, like, Toad Heroes are going to get a Shark, Toad, and a Darklaw on board. So you can take out their Darklaw and their Toad all in one. Like I said, DDDs end up the board with 3 really strong monsters, so you take out their 2 strongest rather than just the 1. Anyway, so that's the Kaijus. Then I go on to the Vanities. So I play 1 Vanities Fiend. You can bump this up if you want. I prefer it at 1. And 1 Vanities Ruler. Now, I did have Christia in here. Now, you can put Christia back in, that's absolutely fine. The reason I've gone with Vanity's Ruler is for the pure fact that, again, it's a level 8, so it is your trading target exactly like Christia. The fact that your opponent can't special summon still allows you to have the ability to go around. Yes, it's 300 attack points weaker, and yes, it cannot be special summoned from the grave. But, so with Christia, when you trade in, I do play Call of the Haunted in this deck, so I could bring Christia back if I want, so it's not the biggest loss in the world. You can easily bump Vanity's Rulers up to 2, so you don't feel as bad using it as a trade-in target, and then you've still got 1 on board. Now, obviously, with the Terratop engine, that's where it really helps. I mean, I would advise, if you open up with either of these, you activate the Terratop engine, and then you tribute both off Vanity's Ruler or a Christia if you were playing Christia in the deck, and you can just sit on it, which is quite fine. The only issue is you really want to build up your board first, which there is a way of getting contacts. You've got an Ix-Chill, you've got a Superbia on board, and then you've got a Vanity's Ruler or a Christia or a Vanity's Fiend, and you just lock your opponent out. You've got cards. You pay 1,000 with Ix-Chill to pop cards if you want to, if they have any damaging cards, and then you go from there. Obviously, the only reason I've taken Christia out because it hurt me in more games than it did. Like, yes, it helped me in quite a few games, but the effect that when it's destroyed, it goes back to the top of the deck. Sometimes it would just give me a dead draw if I didn't have a trade-in ready for it. So this is down to personal preference. Easily take Vanity's Ruler out if that's what you'd like. You can easily bump it up if that's what you like. But that's it for my monster builds. Now on to spells. Really standing on this one. Triple Contact, your Monster Reborn. Triple Banishment, your Darklord Searcher. So, you can Banishment to contact and bring stuff back, or you can discard. Very standard, not much more needs to be said about that. Triple Lure of Darkness for draw. Triple Trading because you now have Vanity's Ruler. You've got your 2 Gamma Seals, and you've got your Deserato, plus your triple Superbia. So what's that? 7 targets. 8 level 8 targets. So you've got enough targets for that. Double Twin Twister, you can make this 2 MSTs or a Twin Twister and an MST. Sometimes your hand can get a bit clogged, so you want to get rid of stuff to the grey. So like, you could have an Ix-Chill, a Superbia, and one of the trap cards in hand. So if you Twin Twister, discard the trap card, then use Ix-Chill to dump and draw 2 if you want to, and then obviously clear more back row. The 1 Raigeki, this can be taken out if you want. Like, I mean, not many people are playing Raigekis and that. This is just for me to clear, to wipe the board. You could side Raigeki out if you wanted to, and that could be another monster, that could be another Darklord, that could be a Nasten, that could be Vanities, it could be anything you wanted to. So that's it for the spells. Next up, Double Call of Haunted. Now, I might change this, I'm not 100% sure on this. It's nice to call back your Superbia, because obviously Superbia then gets another revive, so it's a 2-for-1 kind of deal with call. And obviously you can bring back your Vanities, and I think I might be wrong on this one. No, you can't bring back your Vanities thing. So, you can bring back all your other beaters as well. So you're mainly targeting your Darklords, and you can start activating their effects. So I mean, like a Call of the Haunted for an Ix-Chill can then pay 1,000 life points to bring back another one. So Call of the Haunted can make it a 2-for-1 deal, but you can take this out as well. It's really down to personal preference. Double Darklord Rebellion, a non-targeting destruction, really nice card, artwork amazing. 1 Darklord Enchantment, basically a mind control on your opponent, and then if you're bouncing this back from grave, that's 1,000 life points to take control of one of your opponent's monsters, or you discard a card, Darklord card, take control of your opponent's monster, and then if you've got stuff that then reacts with this, so you can then use contacts and go off from there. The 1 Solemn Warning. Now, you do pay quite a lot of life points in this deck, so this can easily be taken out for a Vanity's Emptiness. It really depends on just whether you want to lock your opponent out, like build your board, lock your opponent out, which is really easy in this deck, or if you want to just stop your opponent playing. Now, if you go first, you lock your opponent out, and they're like, oh, I've got an out to your Vanities, bang, you can warn in them, and then you just push the game. Now, I will note as well, because there are some players out there that aren't aware of this, you can't Kaiju while Vanities is on the field, because Kaijuing still counts as a special summon. You also can't do Interrupted Kaiju Slumber either. Game mechanics, you know. So that's it for the main deck. 40 card standard deck on that one. Like I said, you can easily put Reapers in there if you want to. Take out a couple of the cards like the Regekis, the Call of Hauntings if you want, and you've got your Reapers live. Now I'll show you why your Reapers can be live in this deck. So we'll start with the rank 10s. So you play Super Rail Cannon Gustav Max. This is just to burn your opponent for 2k and then beat a 3k beater. 35 Ravenous Tarantula. Because you burn through so many life points, the difference in yours and your opponent's life points can be massive by the time you get this guy out, and you can push your game. I will mention, because I didn't mention before, you can only special summon the new Darklord cards like Nasten, Andusk, and Ixchil have the effect that they can only be special summoned once per turn. So you can't, you know, for example, you can't Call of the Haunted an Ixchil and then contact an Ixchil. So Ravenous Tarantula, and then number 81, Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. Great card. You can just sit on it, defend itself, 4k back, 4k defender. There is a new Darklord Trap card as well that comes out. I'm not too sure when it comes out, but it's a really nice card for the deck. I don't know how much how much play it will get, or how much play it will see, but you know, you never know. So that's it for your rank 10s. Let's on to the rank 8s. Arzi, I really like this card. It's such a nice card. You bring this out in defense if you want. It's a 32 defender, or you bring it out in 23 attack, and you can basically make your opponent top deck recycle. So you go Arzi, uses effect, you send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard, or you call one card. So for example, in Darklord deck, if you were to call Blue Eyes, you know you're not going to have that. So when that card goes from your deck to the grave, Arzi's effect kicks in, where you detach and bounce an opponent's card to the top of their deck. Top or bottom of their deck. So basically what it is you call the card. If you call the card right, it goes to your hand. If you call the card wrong, it goes to the grave. If it goes to the grave, Arzi effect, bounce, and get your opponent to cycle round, which is really, really nice. Next up, Heretic, Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. Now, obviously, the discard to pop ratio is really, really nice with this card. You don't mind discarding some of your Darklord cards, and if you're pushing for game, it's like, well, whatever. I'll discard 3 cards in my hand and pop. Now, I have looked into like a card like Into the Void and stuff like this for this deck. It can be done if you want to, but it doesn't need to be done. I mean, for example, if you had Heretic on board and you Into the Voided to get that extra card, discard all 4. They're all going to the grave anyway. Popping 4 cards on board. Next up, Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, easy, standard, you know, rank 8 protection. Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, Galaxy Eyes Full Armor, number 62 Galaxy Eyes, number 38 Hope Harbinger, one of the best rank 8s in the game. Number 11 Big Eye, Red Eyes Flare. Now these two are really situational because you've only got 2 Nastens to make it. You really, really rarely make them, but you make them just in case. So if your opponent's left on 500 life points, you go into Red Eyes Flare just to burn out. Phantom Knight Breaksword, Dante, and Totem Bird. Totem Bird for your so these 3 are mainly for your Teratop engine. So now if we wanted to make it a more Reaper build, you look at the cards. I believe you could easily take out, keep a couple of the galaxies in. You could probably take out Cypher if you wanted to. I would keep Felgrand in, keep that in, keep Elsie in, keep that in. You could probably take out Gustav Max, probably take out Breaksword, take out the 2 rank 7s. So you're left with 9 card extra deck, which means you've got, 10 card extra deck, which means you've got 5 spaces to play with. Now this can easily be a Toad. What else is it coming in the meta? This could be a Genghis for the DDDs if you want it to be, or Crystal Wing, however you want. Omega, Crystal Wing on that one then. And then whatever else, like a Spirit Dragon for Blue Eyes. It really depends on what you feel you're going to come up against. But there's easy 5 spaces there that I think okay, these are 5 you can cut. There's probably more in there you could cut if you really wanted to as well. So if you were like, I'm maining 3 Reapers, my goal is to lock my opponent out and then stop their extra deck, this is what I'm going to do. But like I said, with your Vanities, Ruler, Emptiness, Fiend, you're going to be locking your opponent out of their extra deck anyway. It's more if they go first that you want to, you know, hit their extra deck with Reapers and Toads and whatnot. So, that's it for the Darklord deck profile. I hope this helps. I will be doing some test stands just so you guys can see how the deck operates, how it works, and how consistent it is. So stay tuned for that. I will get that up very, very shortly. Yeah, the test stands is a new kind of feature. Like I said, it's not designed to say, look, this is what the deck will do all the time. It's designed for you guys to go, when you're sitting there and watching a deck and you're like, right, I really want to know what they dump with Ixchil. I really want to know why they dump with Ixchil. I want to know what they bring back with Superbia. I want to know what they discard with this. I want to know when they Xyz. I want to know da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I want to know what they do their first turn, their second turn, stuff like that. So I will be doing some more of those videos if you guys want. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Big thumbs up to the video. We do have a regionals coming up in Stevenage in the UK on the 22nd of January. So that's very, very shortly. That will be, I think, the first regional with DDDs. So I expect quite a lot of them to be there. We will have a DDD deck opening. We will have a DDD deck opening giveaway. So keep an eye tuned for that, because it's probably going to be one of the most anticipated decks and competitive decks of the next 3 months, I believe. Even with Janishis or Zodiacs coming out, they can still have a fight. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And as always, guys, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button right in the bottom left hand corner.